This is kind of crazy. This is crazy. Are they censoring shit? Oh, let's go, dude. Wait, check this. Check. Okay, okay. I don't even think you guys can hear anything. Let me fix that. Look at that. It's repping that America jersey, the new one. In the sun, it looks nice, actually. Huh. 120 bucks though? I don't know, man. I'm good. If you're seeing this, you're too close. Isn't that what back this? If you're seeing this, so. Oh, that's a hustle. What even is Miami, bro? Crab pulls it?
Good idea, bro. I heard about it. I was laughing so hard.
Man,
Was
the
it musical chairs?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
musical chairs? What the fuck is this? Is it high school?
I'm looking for 4 individuals that want a 2v2 in a dance party. Winner gets $15,000. 2 DoorDash guys. What's your partner? Dance battle for 50,000.
I'm like living vicariously. This is baller as fuck. He's so heads. I don't know, bro. This is some fucking uncle move, bro. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got a little window washing, car washing. Who the fuck is that guy in the red? Okay. Damn. No, he's actually cooking. He's actually cooking. Yeah, I gotta boost this a bit. Dude, like, I gotta check out a map of Miami. Miami looks lit. It's like, oh man. So that's the airport. You got a nice river running down here. Got Walmart's, what is this? Oh, there's other wholesalers. That's cool. What's this shit? Where's that island with all the rich people? It's this, right? Wait. Fisher Island, yeah. It's this thing, huh? Okay, we gotta pull up to Miami. Actually, I don't know, man. Fort Lauderdale. Estee Lauder. S-T-E-L. 89. That's not bad. They dipped down to like 85s. All the way down to 76, actually. 6-month range. They peaked pretty high up. But if you look at the chart, let's do a 1-year chart. Yeah, so they definitely broke the resistance, see? This was the prior resistance, 85. We hit 84s. I was testing the 67 ranges too, look, see? And look, it's bouncing back, and now it's on an uptrend, so. Good for Estee Lauder. But yeah, if you bought at that low, you would have been up 27%, which is pretty good. It's good margin. Yeah, Naples. Isn't that base? It's like named after Golden Gate. Okay, but like out of all the states, I've been to Dallas. Or where's Dallas? It's up here, right? Yeah, not bad. Like I went to Fort Worth. We did a road trip over Fort Worth. That was like around here, I think. It's pretty big. I don't really know if I like the what's it called? Like the plant life, fauna, or whatever you want to call it. It's okay. I don't know. Just maybe it was just something. It seemed very foreign. And there was like some bees and then there's some bugs. I know like Florida can get pretty hot. And there's a lot of bugs there too, so. I've been to LA. I've been to Las Vegas. These I haven't been to yet, but like honestly, I don't think there's much to do here. Alcatraz Island. Actually, I've been to San Francisco, like at the airport, if that counts. I was here. I wanted to check out this, but I was having some issues with like payments, so I was like, "Fuck, man, I'm just gonna stay at the airport." The layover was pretty long. Honestly, I really want to go to. I really want to go to like Washington. Washington. I like this map thing. Where is it? See how far out Rome went. this how the city was structured? Wow, that's kind of reminds me of Washington a bit. Like a certain part of Washington. Where is it? American University. Whoa. What is American University? Private university. Oh, interesting. So about 87,000 Canadian. Damn. So let's say you're on the higher range of this. You're going to be spending 400K for undergrad, which is insane. And you can't default on federal loans, or student loans rather.
Giveaway. So we're just gonna bang that out really quick. And I don't know too much about charity. It's very confusing. But I had a comment on one of my YouTube videos, and the guy was like, "The Ronald McDonald House. I had leukemia, and they effectively paid for all my treatment and housing and all that good stuff during my treatment." This is a charity we've been rocking with recently. All right, here we go.
Need more cash, boys. Fuck, man.
And that's it for this video, dude. We didn't do anything too crazy with the money. So I'm flush. Life is about as good as it gets, and I'm proud of myself for not gambling it back. Sometimes in this life, you know, not losing all your money, time and everything.
What is
That here, that's ridiculous. Bunch of hope and big.
He's the cup, I think. Yep. Down there.
Alright, dude, so we have a bunch.
Today on Forbes, America's Richest Self-Made Women 2026. In an interview with the... Stanford Graduate School of Business in May, Daniela Amodei, president and co-founder of Anthropic, said, quote, "In some ways, I really think of myself as a generalist. If you look through my background, you would say, what is this lady actually good at, right? She doesn't have a law degree, she's not a computer scientist, but the ability to be curious, to learn across a lot of disciplines, and have a strong foundation of wanting to have impact, regardless of the area that you're working in, I think that is an underrated quality." That ethos has worked for Amodei, who at 38 years old is arguably the most powerful woman in AI, and now suddenly the second richest self-made woman in America.
The Dow Industrials are up 285. Okay, Musk is speaking right now. Have we got the sound? Listen in, please.
Going public for with the largest IPO that ever. And let me tell you, if people had told me this was going to happen, I was like, man, you must be smoking some really good crack, because I think this company's going to fail. I mean, I gave SpaceX less than a 10% chance of succeeding at all, to be clear. In fact, I told people this. I said, look, we're probably going to fail, but we should give it a try, because if we don't, if there's not a new company that enters space, we will never be a truly spacefaring civilization. While the other aerospace companies, they build good rockets and everything, they were simply not pursuing the technology that's necessary to make life multiplanetary, to make Star Trek, to make the exciting science fiction futures that we've read about real. And that's what SpaceX is all about. It's to take the fiction out of science fiction and create an exciting, inspiring future for everyone. We want to be able to take anyone who wants to go to the moon, anyone who wants to go to Mars, or anywhere in the solar system, and maybe beyond the solar system at some point. We want to be able to take you there. Not just a few astronauts. I mean you, literally you. If you watch, whoever you are watching this, SpaceX wants to be able to take you to the moon, take you to Mars, and ultimately beyond. And I'm confident at this point that with the incredible team that we have here at SpaceX, that we will do that for you.
Oh yeah, we're still live. Fuck, I forgot. Holy shit. Oh, okay. Let's pan it out. Yeah. Get myself a frame. Yeah. I wonder how the spy will move.
I always think about this. There are
in a couple days.
There are always problems on Earth. There are always problems on Earth. There are always things that we wish to be better, that we want to solve here on Earth, and we should solve them. But there also have to be things that get you excited about the future, that make you glad to wake up in the morning, because you can't wait to see what happens next. And that's the future that SpaceX wants to bring to you. Yeah.
So are they publicly trading now? So they're gonna be priced at 135. Huh. Tesla's hovering around 400. Let's look at the 1 month chart, 6 month chart.
Are you planning on voting in the midterms?
The people that voted for Trump are just very fed up. Both my husband and I are really disappointed.
What is the #1 motivating factor for you when you decide, who you're going to vote for?
I don't want a party that's going to tell my son he can cut off his penis.
But your plan is to vote Republican.
Yes, the Republican Party is the party of freedom.
Women's leadership summit.
These are some of the voters that Donald Trump and his Republican Party desperately need in order to hold onto power. Conservative, mostly Christian women at a leadership summit hosted by Turning Point USA. The right-wing advocacy group led by
Why is she coming on stage like she's some superstar or like this is like techno music?
Erica Kirk after the assassination of her husband, Charlie Kirk.
Love you guys.
Turning Point is influential with young voters. President Donald Trump has credited the organization with helping him get reelected and bringing more young voters into the conservative movement.
It's such a great place to be in here in America, is being young, being a female, being conservative. They all just play hand in hand together.
But fractures in this movement are emerging. A main stage headliner is no longer backing Trump or Republicans, saying she won't vote in the midterms.
He made it seem like everything was going to become more affordable. Now the economy's worse. He promised no more wars in the Middle East, and we are in a war. So it's disappointing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Savannah Stone is a 21-year-old trad wife influencer with 800,000 followers on social media. She is a rising star in Christian conservative circles, even though she embraces highly controversial fringe positions.
I'm going to start this off really strong. I don't think women should vote anyways. If somebody asked me, if the government was like, okay, if we could have a more conservative country, if all women gave up their vote, I would gladly give up my right to vote to have a more conservative country. There's a lot of churches that talk about it.
Stone argues that women voters are too liberal, so the U.S. should shift to a one vote per household system.
Now, is that a hill I'm going to die on and run for office and try to complete? No. That's not my main message. That's just one of the opinions that I hold, because I think that would be better for society.
I actually do agree with her. I would as well give up my vote if it got rid of things like abortion.
We spoke
She's anti-abortion.
with several women open to giving up their own rights in pursuit of a more Christian conservative America.
My perspective as a Christian woman is that my husband and I are one flesh. I vote the same way he does, so honestly, I would be okay with giving up my right to vote because I know that he would represent me well.
If my husband's the head of the household, I am the neck, and we work very cohesively together. So I would imagine if he was voting on behalf of our household, I would be fine with that.
Do you think your daughter should have the right to vote?
I'd be okay if she didn't, because I also know she's going to marry a biblical man, that they would also be in line.
But the vast majority of women here say this remains a conversation for the fringe.
I think the best thing that we can do is hold conferences like this to educate liberal women and hopefully sway them to the conservative side. I think women should be voting.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to give up my right to vote ever.
And most women we spoke with plan to exercise their right.
Dude, look at this gift. This is so American, like just having a fucking gift shop. You know what? After a nice summit, you gotta spend some money, right? You gotta get yourself a little goodie, a little more things, unnecessary things you don't need. Oh man, I've recently just subscribed to Amazon, and wow. I'm trying not to be on the app. Like, I'm actually tempted to go on right now just to look at shit. But yeah, I seen Carter PCs. He made a video. It's like, there's nothing more American or something, or nothing more American than having like a 1-day shipping and just ordering random stuff on Amazon.
Right to vote in the mid.
I kind of want to watch these alumni day speeches, you know, commencement speeches. Is there a Toronto one? I want to watch this. This looks interesting.
I'm here at Austin's most famous Instagram mural to ask what's the stupidest things people have done for love.
I love you so much.
I met this girl one time, and after that, I said, how about we go to Arizona? And here we are 2 years later.
Did it work?
It did.
Definitely drive to Tennessee, like 11 at night. Definitely worked out, yeah.
She's standing right there. You have to say that.
Yeah.
When we do things in the name of love, it feels like we're making a choice, right? But what if it isn't a choice? What if our brains made us do those dumb things for a reason? Well, science has figured out what love is actually for. And there's this one secret that completely changed how I look at the biological purpose of love. And it explains everything we do in the name of romance. Love is a mysterious thing, and it makes people do absolutely bananas stuff. Like moving across the country for someone you've just known for a few days, that tattoo you don't like to talk about, or how you gave her that mint condition first edition Charizard card that she will definitely later lose. I didn't make these up. According to the internet, these are all things that otherwise normal people have done for love. If we step back though and take a rational look at many of the things we do for love, they're stupid. There's no better way to say it. So why does a species that's smart enough to build rockets or unlock the secrets of the brain or write Romeo and Juliet like to throw gum in the gears of life in the name of love? Why did evolution forget to make us smart when it comes to love too? Well, what if doing irrational, illogical, crazy things in the name of love isn't a mistake? It might be that love is supposed to make us stupid. This might be the answer to why love exists at all. But to understand why that is, we need to look at what love really is. And, well, that happens in the brain. Look, I know it's not exactly poetic to talk about, but love, just like any behavior that we do or emotion that we feel, it's something that happens in our brains. And that's thanks to chemicals flooding different.
When you like a flower, you pick it. This is some Chinese philosophy quote right here. Consume versus nurture. That was what I thought. They meant like choosing it, but I guess like picking as in acquiring it.
With falling in love, only humans seem to do that. That's where we get weird. And when you're falling in love with someone, lots of other stuff starts going haywire inside your skull. Like your levels of serotonin, another transmitter, they drop in a way that honestly looks a lot like OCD. That would explain why you can't stop thinking about them, why they dominate your attention. Chemical compulsion, it's not very poetic, but I gotta give it to you straight, okay? Your brain has essentially marked this person as essential to your survival and it will not let you forget about them. Other brain scan studies of people in love showed that it also deactivates some parts of your brain, like ones that we use for pretty important stuff, like judgment and critical thinking, and predicting whether what we're about to do might have negative consequences. So love pushes the feel-good parts, and it basically turns off your brain's fact-checking department and the part of your brain that might, I don't know, notice red flags. It's like love actually makes you blind to good judgment.
You know, the last part, the red flag thing, I could relate to that. Not maybe sort of personally, but with my friends, I might have to show them that little clip. Just to give them perspective on things. But yeah, dude, my eyes are feeling heavy. I should like this. I want to watch this. This is aura, dude. This like table is cool as fuck.
red flags. It's like love actually makes you blind to good judgment. When evolution was crafting this whole mess called love, it apparently didn't want you second guessing yourself the whole time, or really thinking straight in general. And the reason why is probably the most important part of this video. So pay attention. Okay, remember, natural selection keeps traits that help pass our genes into the future, and it eliminates ones that get in the way of that. So why the heck would natural selection build something like love? What is in it for us and the future of our genes? Sticking with one mate is actually pretty rare on our branch of the family tree. Only about 3 to 5% of mammals form lasting pair bonds. Think about it. If natural selection was only about getting as many copies of your genes into the future as possible, then investing in one partner and just one or a few offspring, well, that seems like a bad bet. So why did humans evolve to do exactly this? Next to, I don't know, a baby panda, human infants may be the most helpless mammal babies on Earth. They need constant care for years. It's a lot. I mean, you think I look older these days because I'm making YouTube videos? No, it's because I have 2 little kids. Human babies need so much care because, well, they come out half cooked. And these brains are ginormous relative to our body size. And I'm not just talking about mine, yours too. Except for you, Frank. I'm not sure about you. But to fit these galaxy brain noggins through the birth canal, we're born development
like that, dude. Why is Frank catching strays, bro?
Mentally immature compared.
Damn, look at the cavity there. Damn. I mean, that's pretty big.
Compared to other apes. I mean, imagine a single mom on the African savannah 200,000 years ago, trying to keep a crying, helpless infant alive, while also foraging for food, not getting eaten by predators, harnessing fire, or whatever else they had to do. It just doesn't work unless you have a partner to help raise that helpless infant. Most importantly, a partner who isn't gonna leave. And this is the insight that completely changed how I understand the biological purpose of love. Love is a commitment device. Okay, what does that mean? Well, if partnering up to raise young was purely 100% rational, there would be this huge risk of defection.
Goodbye.
And if both sides of the partnership are constantly calculating whether they can find better genes or better resources elsewhere, neither one invests fully, and their offspring don't have as good of a chance. Love solves this. From an evolutionary standpoint, romantic love is essentially nature's way of giving you tunnel vision. Its main job is to kill your wandering eye and broadcast to your partner that you are officially off the market. This was a huge advantage for our ancestors. Those who were good at catching feelings and signaling their devotion, well, they were much more likely to stick together to raise kids, because this hopelessly devoted strategy worked so incredibly well for keeping babies alive. The tendency to fall head over heels was passed down the family tree. And today, it's a nearly universal human experience. As recently as the 1990s, wait a second, that was like 30 years ago. Way back in the 1990s, many researchers thought that romantic love was just a cultural thing and was unique to modern Western culture. Not only was that super wrong, it's also pretty racist too. Over the past 30 years, researchers have studied hundreds of different cultures and societies and surveyed hundreds of thousands of people from different backgrounds. And they've found that romantic love is universal. Hundreds of thousands of people from different backgrounds. And they've found that romantic love is universal. Essentially, all humans say that they'd rather commit to a long-term relationship.
Why is Pakistan just at 50? Look at Argentina, yeah. I mean, in Latin America, romance is like a big thing, you know? So, well, it makes sense. And besides El Salvador, Dominican Republic, yeah, it seems like there's just 3 South American countries listed here. Colombia, actually, 4 or 5. Yeah, 4. So, where's the U.S.? Why is there nothing on the U.S.? France, yeah, I'm not surprised actually.
Relationship with someone that they are in love with. Now, within those results, across cultures, women tend to value romantic love slightly more than
increased This is interesting. Okay. So yeah, women. So if you have, wait, yeah, that's so interesting. So as guys, if importance of love is very low, your socioeconomic status is higher. What's like the rationale, I guess, the reason behind that? I wonder. I'm trying to claw my brain around that. I mean, because like women, yeah, it's like almost double, right? I don't know what the scale is for this graph, but that's interesting. I gotta look into that study actually. Kowal. Let's read on this. Marta Kowal sounds like she's from India. Am I right? Am I right? No, she's she's pretty cute actually. Psychology major, international study, attractive game papers. That's cool. She has her own website. She has a PhD. Wow. Okay, let's see the AI overview. Feeling Status findings from Marta Kowal and Adam Bode's evolutionary psychology research focus on how financial resources and economic standing shape our approach to romantic partnerships. Their primary studies reveal how individuals with lower SES, what's SES stand for? Social economic status, rely more on feelings of romantic love to secure. Interesting. In a large-scale global study across 90 countries, Cole and Bode found that those lower SES placed a significantly higher value on romantic love. This is because lower SES individuals often face higher risk of relationships dissolution and lack the material incentives like shared property or wealth to keep partners bound together, making emotional commitment far more vital. That's interesting. Online dating and SES. Another collaborative study by Cole and Bode using data from partnered. Those found that individuals with lower SES are more likely to have met their partners online rather than through offline traditional networks. Their research into online dating further indicates that individuals who met their partners on the internet reported lower levels of experienced love and overall relationship satisfaction compared to those who met off. Interesting. I've seen this a lot actually in VR chat. There's a lot of e-dating, and even on certain games like maybe even Roblox or Valorant, right? I've seen this trend, or especially with the more, I'd say like more younger Gen Z. Let's see what Gen Z is. So the oldest at Gen Z would be what? 29. It's definitely more on the, I want to say like 23, maybe 17, or no, even 16 to 23. So the research into online dating further indicates that individuals who met the person on the internet reported lower levels of experienced love. Lower levels of experienced love and overall relationship. So does this mean lower levels of overall relationship status? So these are both lower, so it's worse if you do meet it online. Okay. The theoretical background, the stress and resources account. Something theory. What was it? What was that theory? Theory. Resource theory. Something Trump mentioned And it was more in the context of two people dating, and if they're not really from the same social class, it will pose issues. Interesting. When was this introduced? Social psychologist. I wonder how legitimate this theory is. Okay, there's the acronym for it too. VRIO. Valuable is help firm. These are neutralized threats. Rare, do few competitors possess it. Imitable is costly and difficult for others to copy. That's a new word I learned. Organized is the firm structure to exploit resources. Ooh, so strategic management, business, some business. Trump mentioned some theory. Wish I could like just pull it up. Foreign policy. Like minerals and petroleum to the
Term election.
Yeah, let's get off this. I don't know. Let's go back. We could close this one off. Their background, the stress and resources account. In broad sociological and psychological context, their work builds on evolutionary accounts that explain intimate relationships. According to this framework, individuals with lower SES endure greater daily environmental stress, meaning that the emotional safety provided by a highly loving and committed partner is far more critical to their long-term well-being and health than it is for higher income couples. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I gotta get my money up, is what they're saying. Okay. Let's do that. It's not even like money. I guess you could like your total net worth. It's more about the income that you're generating. Because even if you, I mean, say you don't really have a lot of expenses, and you're working making, let's say 30K USD. You'll save what? Over the span of 10 years, that's 300K, which is not too bad. You have a 300K network, assuming you put it into the stock market, that'll compound. So maybe be more like 500, depending on the performance. Maybe 400, 500. That's $500,000 in 10 years' time. Say, average people retire by 65. Let's assume, you just start working at 20 or so, or maybe even 18 when you're an adult. You'll be working for 47 years. So you'll be a multi-millionaire by the end of it. But it's like the rate that you're increasing your net worth is quite slow. So it's more about the long game and trying to keep your expenses low. And this you can't really afford like traveling or anything like that really. Maybe like once a year. And honestly, for me, I think like once or twice a year travel is good enough. Some people don't even travel. Like my friends, some of them don't even travel at all. Which is, I think, a shame, honestly. Because I think it does give you perspective and like just experiencing it. You'll see if you're that kind of person that is into traveling. And if you're not, like me, I'm kind of mixed. Like I do want to see, I'm keen on New York. I want to see New York. I want to see DC. I think some parts of China like Shenzhen, Beijing, and Shanghai seem interesting. Tokyo I've been to. Singapore I've been to. It's okay. Kyoto's okay, honestly. I mean, somewhere in Europe on it. Probably not London. I'm not not too keen on London. I have a friend in where is she? Poland. Poland seems alright. Probably like Rome, I guess. If you're interested in history, Rome. Rome. So yeah, somewhere in Italy. Italy's nice. I mean, you could do like a nice Euro trip within 2 weeks or so. Switzerland, France, I don't know. So like out of all the continents, I've been. Where's Central America? Is Mexico technically central? I think so. Yeah, I've been to Central America then. Been to I'm based in North America, so I should be there. I've been to Asia. I've never been to. So what are 7 continents? Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, South America. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, the no. The Arctic and something else. 7 continents. Maybe Australia, right? Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, Australia. I think called Oceania. So yeah, it is called Oceania. Yeah, that's right. Antarctica's big landmass. Antarctica's on the bottom? Okay. I thought Antarctica was up north. Dude, man, I'm such a goofer. Let's look at the map, boys. And girls. We don't exclude any people here. Ooh. This is cool. Do I have to I feel like I have to subscribe to this. EV charging station by counts. Station counts. So this is India, huh? Gujarat, Tamil Nadu. I have a lot of Indian coworkers. They're really nice people. You know, today I was playing a lot of Indian music, just vibing. And like I like Indian music. It feels very jolly, you know. I've yet to hear a sad Indian song. I'm sure there are, but I'm under the impression that a lot of it's just pretty happy, you know, dance music. Same goes with African music. The ones I've heard so far are just good vibes. If anything, a lot of the grungy and like kind of emo, depressing songs come from like America, North America, and even like European culture. Cause like even South America, it's sort of sad. There's a joke. It's like you're kind of just trying to get the girl back. That's like a lot of the themes in songs from there. Okay, let's look. Right now, let's talk geopolitics. So right now, U.S. blockade on Cuba is currently ongoing. It seems that they're trying to launch a invasion to try to pressure. What is the motives, objectives of U.S. blockade of Cuba? Deprive the Cuban government of revenue, restrict essential supplies, and cause enough internal hardship to force a change in government. I wonder if this will actually work, though, because they seem pretty stubborn. Asserting geopolitical hegemony to counter Cuba's historical alliances with adversarial powers, such as the former Soviet Union, and limit Cuban influence in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, I guess it's sort of having like a little, thorn in the back of your... somewhere in your back, Recompense for expropriation. To retaliate for the nationalization and an expropriation Expropriation. Okay, now I can pronounce it. Expropriation of U.S. corporate and citizen properties following the 1959 Cuban Revolution. Corporate and citizen oh, so they took some properties from the U.S. Oh, that's a long time. Long time in the making. It's been what? 65, 66, no, 6, 7 years. Fuck, man. Why is 6, 7 haunting me everywhere I go? I'm not even trying to say 6, 7, and it happens. Man, I'm just cursed, I think. Human rights and democracy to pressure the Cuban state into adopting democratic reforms, improving its human rights record, and releasing political prisoners. Implementation of evasion embargoes enforced through legislation, the Cuban Democracy Act and the Helms-Burton Act, which penalize foreign entities that trade or do business in Cuba. This effectively cuts Cuba off from the global supply chains, internal finance, and tourism revenue. That's crazy. I mean, I remember, like, maybe less than a decade ago, or more, my parents were in Cuba. Now I guess you can't go to Cuba. I didn't even know they're on bad terms. Honestly, I was not familiar with the relationship status of the U.S. government and Cuba. It seems like it's pretty rocky. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes good for, people, right? That's at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Most plan to support Republican candidates. Most are united by their socially conservative views.
It's all about the love. It's the transgender agenda. It's the, I don't feel like schools need to be teaching, go back to reading, writing, arithmetic.
What is the number one motivating factor for you when you decide, who you're going to vote for?
I don't want a party that's going to tell my son he can cut off his penis. I don't want to vote for a party that tells whites they don't matter.
So I can really tell they're liberal. I don't know why. Maybe it's the way they dress and the hair. I'm not taking shots at them. It's just...
No place for Turning Point USA.
They promote bigotry. They promote...
This is no place for Turning Point USA.
Turning Point women are torn on Trump and their right to vote.
They promote bigotry. They promote racism. They promote, things that we're against as human nature.
Wherever this movement is headed, expect protests to follow.
You're resisting.
Bands off my body.
Are we having fun yet?
Some demonstrators outside this event dressed as...
Have more babies than you can afford. What? That's terrible. That's a terrible statement. You should not have babies if you can't afford them. What are they talking about? I'm not sure what exactly that sentence is supposed to do. What kind of messages they're trying to send beyond the the obvious is to have more babies, but like the secondary message there. I honestly don't. I don't even have an idea. Maybe take on more than you can, sort of thing. Push your limits. I don't know.
Characters from The Handmaid's Tale, the dystopian book and TV series, to make their point.
I have a problem with them trying to persuade people that their goal in life as a woman is to keep house and raise babies.
I see that point. I think with women, it's like they're just so liberated in the modern age, right? Especially we've seen maybe since what, 50s or 60s, once they really entered the workforce. And now, like, women are doing really good. Actually, they're doing a lot better than men on average. So we're seeing women really thrive in society, which is good. But I don't think anybody should be forced to choose what kind of life they should live. I think everybody should have the option, right? I mean, this seems pretty authoritarian to try to push a certain way of living onto others. You know what I mean?
You want to come say something to me, sweetheart? Yeah,
Tensions here.
So which guy's the liberal? I think this guy's the conservative.
Are wrong. All of it yet another example of the
Where is this at?
deeply
Wants you.
polarized politics of the moment.
Women hold up half the sky, Charlie Kirk deserves to die.
These protesters' shouts infuriating some inside the Women's Summit.
Happiness comes and goes, and I pray that you find it.
Dude, like real life is this is such a simulation. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a shit show like this. Like social culture was not a shit show like this. All these is just pertains to American culture, right? But I think even like in Korea, certain other countries, there's a big, maybe not big, but like it's on the rise, a gender war, you could call it. And I think it's definitely interesting to see how, how this came about to be, why it's a thing. Maybe it's like due to technology and social media and general state of the world. I don't know, state of the world. That sounds so cringe. State of the world, but the Japanese skills. What does Japanese skills even mean? Cool, FIFA opportunity. Good for them. Inside Israel's Millionaire Coast. Yeah, I was shocked. Blames rogue chatbot. Almost forgot how to date.
아마 이 가디언
I'm curious about this dating crisis. Yeah, I think.
시청자분들이 보시기에는 한국은 저런 파티를 해 막 이러실 수 있는데 우리가 볼 때는 외국 사람들은 그냥 와인만 가지고
People there just have a glass of wine and mix with strangers.
모르는 사람들하고 어울려. 우리는 그게 신기한 거예요. 와, 쟤들은 모르는 사람들끼리 막 어울려서 막 술 마셔.
In many countries around the world,
I remember I was at a party and this girl was like, "Are you single or something?" I don't know. She's very forward, and I think I kind of like. I don't know. I kind of like that. It's like she's very bold and confident, and I was like, "Oh." I don't even know what I said. I forgot, but like, I just swerved her. Honestly, I probably swerved her. Yeah, but politely, because I'm a gentleman. I'm a true gentleman. And I don't even know. I was just surprised. It's never happened to me. I wish it happened more. Honestly, it's nice feeling, Damn, like I don't know. Confident women are just like bad as fuck. Like I do find myself like attracted to some timid women and like some cutesy women, but I definitely have a type. So yeah.
Men. And the fewer resources someone had, or the more children that they had, the more they valued love. Now, these support the hypothesis that love evolved specifically to hold partnerships together. The people who'd be most devastated if the bond broke, we're talking about women carrying the heavier biological cost of reproduction, people with fewer resources to fall back on, parents with more children depending on them. Those are exactly the people who rate love as more important. And we see the same patterns of brain activation across cultures
Ventral tegmental area can caudate
too. Love isn't a Western more important. And we see the same patterns of brain activation across cultures too. Love isn't a Western concept or a modern thing. It's the human brain doing the same thing across hundreds of societies that until recently never had contact with each other. And that's all thanks to evolution. But although love...
Side note, I was wondering about like, back then when you would only have so limited options. Nowadays with the globalized world, everybody can, see other people, what they're like, talk to other people digitally, across the globe. So you get this feeling that there's a lot of options. But before internet, before even like towns and, cities and countries, in your little tribe, you just have maybe like 4 options really. Maybe even less. And it's just like, if they're not your type, you're just screwed. I guess you're just gonna have to stay single and celibate, or, just force yourself to get married to them, which kind of sucks. Especially now with like the liberty of all these options that we're able to have today. It's definitely hard to wrap my head around just having so limited options.
Does seem to be uniquely human. We can see evidence of similar brain chemistry and behaviors in other animals, and this might give us some clues to how love evolved in our species. Meet the adorable prairie vole. This small North American rodent is special because it forms lifelong pairs bonded to one other individual. Its close cousin, the meadow vole, is totally promiscuous. It plays the
I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel. That's like from Breakfast Club or something?
field, literally, I guess, despite being almost genetically identical to the prairie vole. Now, the difference seems to be that prairie voles have more oxytocin and vasopressin receptors in the reward parts of their brain. These chemicals flood that reward system when they mate, and the partner becomes associated with that reward. Interestingly, when researchers blocked prairie vole oxytocin receptors, they began to act more like their meadow vole cousins. They stopped forming long-term pairs.
That's cool that you could block receptors in a rat. Like the amount of technology we have just to conduct studies is quite remarkable, honestly.
Bonds. Long-term love at the molecular level may be as simple as oxytocin and other chemicals hijacking our reward circuits and pointing our brains at one certain individual. But things don't evolve out of nowhere. So where did this pair bonding chemical circuitry actually come from? The leading hypothesis is that romantic love hijacked the same system that makes mothers and infants bond. Oxytocin is the same hormone that floods a mother's brain during breastfeeding and caring for their child. Studies of brain imaging have shown that motherly attachment and romantic attachment, they look a lot alike in our heads. Does that mean that when you look at your romantic partner, it's like looking at your mom or your baby? Honestly, that's a question between you and your therapist. But it does suggest that instead of building love from scratch, it seems like evolution took some existing hardware, that powerful bonding mechanism between mothers and their young, and then repurposed it for adult romantic relationships. So, decades of research have proven that love is a universal human condition and that it's deeply rooted in our biology. But when you dig a little deeper, there's still a lot about romantic love and partnering up with one mate that still doesn't seem to make sense, biologically speaking. And here, we need to think about game theory. Game theory is basically the science of how people make decisions when everyone is trying to make the ideal choice for themselves. What's the smartest move when your outcome depends on what someone else does? For love, if your goal is just purely to find the most optimal mate, well, shouldn't you always be open to upgrading to a better partner? Perhaps better resources or better genes, better compatibility. Well, this is known as the defection problem in evolutionary game theory. According to that game theory, if everyone else isn't defecting, then, well, yes, your right move might be to trade up to someone else. But there's a catch. If everyone defects, then you get a population where nobody invests deeply in any partnership. Offspring don't get as much parental care, and the whole system gets worse until it collapses. Evolution came up with some creative ways to keep this from happening. The first, jealousy. Jealousy is basically a threat detection system. It activates when your pair bond is threatened. Your brain's reward and attachment chemicals have programmed you to protect your bond with that other person. It's uncomfortable because it's supposed to make you act. And when we lose that bond, we feel heartbreak. The grief we feel is so painful that it activates some of the same brain regions as real physical pain. So when a breakup hurts, you're not imagining it. These are specific things that evolved in our brains to...
That's why it fucking paid physically. Dude. Sticks and stones may break my bones. What was the full thing? But words will never hurt me. This is like the opposite. Like that fucking hurts. Like these actions hurt. I'm distraught. I was like, we do some meditation. I don't know. Maybe you just got meditated away.
Keep us from defecting too easily and crashing this whole system. Love hurts because according to evolution, it should be hard to break. And this may solve our paradox of love. From the individual's perspective, well, love may be irrational, but from the whole species' long-term perspective, love is the most rational solution to the problem of sending more of our genes into the future. There's still plenty we don't understand about love. Long-term of her to keep us from defecting.
Let's look at some houses, man. Miami. What state to move to? I feel like it really depends on the industry you're looking to get into.
Today I'm going to answer a question I get on a daily basis. Where should I move? That's something that is asked via email, comments, Instagram, and if I see people in person. It always is asked with an explanation of sorts. They always start off with, I want to get out of my current state or city to a place that's affordable, has all 4 seasons, and has a lot of transportation jobs. A lot of them throw in, I also need good schools, and if it's dog friendly. That is a very popular one. Today we will explain each state briefly and let you know who should move there. Now, all states have the same stuff. You have crime in every state, you can go hiking in every state has a tech job or 2 waiting for you. They all have their good schools and they all have their bad schools. And some just have a little bit more or are a little bit better at something. And that's where the difference is between the states. So today, we're going to talk about which state is best for you. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 1, Alabama. Come to Alabama where football is religion, sweet tea is legally required, and everything that can be fried will be fried. You'll likely see someone in a truck yelling Roll Tide, and that has nothing to do with the ocean. That's actually the name of their college football team, and then they'll argue about barbecue sauce. I've seen heated conversations about barbecue sauce in Alabama.
That's so trivial. Why would I? Okay, I don't know. Are they gonna? Oh, okay. I don't know if I'll be in Alaska. Arizona's too hot. There's a lot of white people in our Kansas. Honestly, Cali's nice.
Southern California, and this state has everything for everyone. It's got a boatload of problems right now, like are all over the press, and it's always brought up in political circles and conversations. But it's still where people go to make money, and that's just a fact. Who should move
Creative tech enthusiasts, beach lovers, people who make $150K a year.
here? The creative types, tech people think probably where you should live, especially if you're in. Who should move there? Beach lovers, if you love the beach, great place to do it. If you're a redneck and you want to be amongst your own, move to the center part of the state. And retirees, they're everywhere there. And they've been going there for a long time. The industries, tourism, agriculture, and
Honestly, Hawaii sounds nice. Be on beach time, you know, island time.
Number 11, Hawaii. Hawaii is the land of aloha, where you'll either be surfing, paying too much for stuff, or forgetting what real winters feel like. Just know that the rest of the U.S. is extremely jealous of your permanent vacation vibe. Who should move to Hawaii? Well, beach lovers, surfers, retirees, and
never really surfed, but I could see myself getting into it. Each of retires with money to burn.
people with money to burn. This is the most expensive state to live in.
What, really? I had no
Industries, tourism, military, and agriculture.
Okay, so right now, I guess, unless I'll be like a tour guide or something, or like something in tourism, which I don't see myself working in. I'll probably be in the military space.
That's just about it. For families, great lifestyle, but it is terribly expensive.
Oh, man, okay, you know, I need a break. I just want to chill. Like, I don't know. I've been streaming for like an hour. Good thing I'm off today. Planning to go out later, probably. I should go out more. I'm not going out enough. You know, like I told myself like once a week. Last time I was like outside, like somewhere new. Not even new, like dude, it was the Bruno Mars thing. I remember last month. This was like a con I went to. I sort of went to all days. Sort of, I think. I didn't actually. I think I skipped on Sunday, but yeah. Well, that'll be 3 weeks ago now. The start of it. Yeah, Bruno Mars came by, and so it's been about. I believe it was the 31st. I went out this summer. Yeah, 31st. So a week and 5 days. So 12 days. Oh my god. So we're overdue by 5 days to do something. So we might have to make up for it and do 2 cool things. Like today I've been staying in a lot actually. It's just I don't know. It's just comfy at the house, I guess. Then I could just, you know, have food. It's not very memorable though. That's the thing. Right now FIFA's going on. That's at 3 though, so I'm probably gonna miss that. I'm probably sleeping. I should do some applications or stuff. Saturday I have a shift. Sunday I'm probably gonna go to church or see my friends. Monday I could go to chess night at a bar. So I'm gonna be off for 3 days in a row. Then I work back on the 17th and 19th, I think. I have to book some time off too next month. There's another con I want to attend. And after, honestly, the rest of the summer, I should try to enjoy, like, especially after this long-ass winter, I really want to do more things. Just to, you know, besides going to the beach. Like, last time I remember, we were just going to the beach. I think go, like, downtown more. Maybe shop. Probably not shop. I'm not much of a shopper. You know, besides things, like I said, I got some henna kit. I got a nice henna kit. I'm really excited. Actually, this is something I've kind of been getting into, guys. I've been trying some tats. I want to do like an eagle tattoo. This is cool. Like the shoulder piece is pretty cool. That's nice. That's not that good. I like this one. Traditional American. Traditional. Why is this called traditional American? Is this like a native thing? I think this is nice. Maybe I'm gonna get into tattoo. Maybe I get back into drawing, you know. Like right now, I could get into trades. I could go back to school to do a finance degree or something in, you know, probably law or finance. Maybe do a double major if I want. It's gonna take a lot of like, you know, energy and stuff, but can I squeeze this? Wait. Okay, it's still sealed. This is cool. So okay, there are instructions. Oh wait. I want to do something cool. I want to put something cool. So something like, really, dude? I don't know, but that's kind of crazy tattoo. Don't want to do an anime tattoo? Honestly, this one's pretty cool. I did like... No, white beard tattoo. Some boxer has it? That's badass. It's like textured though, so it's a bit different. I like this. I forgot what this stands for, but Ace is a cool character. This guy is like, doesn't really have the physique to pull it off. Speaking of physique, I should be working out. I need to work out. I got home at like, I want to say like 8:30. So I could eat, then wait like 30 minutes. Yeah. You know, digest the carbs and I have, you know, some energy. Honestly, I should be working out before my day, like the start of the day. I'd rather just do it at the start of the day so I have energy. And that kind of gets me set for the day. So I'll try to wake up a bit earlier next time. You know. Oh, this is nice. Damn. Oh my god, that's cool. See, I want to try. I need to get all these colors if I'm trying to do a henna. I don't know if I want to complete that video.
Stereotypes, laid-back surfers, and everyone wears a lei. No, tourists wear leis, or if you're graduating once you get out of the city. Most people manufacturing agri.
Yeah, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky.
Now, obviously, that's not the entire state. They do have some medium-sized cities like Des Moines and Cedar Rapids, but for the most open spaces. 28, Nevada. Nevada is basically Las Vegas and more desert. Gambling, neon lights, and questionable life choices await you. The rest of the state, well, it's probably hiding from Vegas's wild reputation. Now you have Reno and
This does look like Vegas, like the trees and stuff.
you have, Henderson, which is a suburb of the Las Vegas metro area. You also have Carson City and Pahrump.
Carson City? Well, that's me.
After that, nobody knows much about Nevada. And I think
Look how wide the streets are. Damn. They look so wide.
Nevada people like it that way. But people are still moving there. And who should move there?
Dude, it looks like there's nothing at all. This is part of this trip, but like, yeah. In the morning, honestly, I mean, it's okay. I was walking the strip a bit in the morning. It's really at night it shines.
Casino workers, entertainment industry types, and people that have been outpriced in California. The industries, well, tourism, gaming, and logistics. You might think there's a whole bunch of government jobs there. There really isn't. The United States government owns like 3/5 of Nevada. But a lot isn't. The United States government owns, I think there's a whole bunch of government jobs. Tourism, gaming, and logistics.
I guess it's a logistics hub, huh? I didn't know that.
You might think it's hold on to, or at least they take care of it. It's still part of Nevada. Yeah, stuff for the most
Look at that.
part. I don't think a lot of people really like raising their kids in Nevada. Stereotypes: slot machines, desert, and 24/7 partying. Kind of a thing. Really not for the locals, but when you go there, that's a thing. If you're ever thinking about moving to the Las Vegas metro area, there's a channel called Jacob's Life in Vegas. I know the guy just via the internet. We've talked a few times. Great channel. Tell you everything there is about Las Vegas. Number 29, New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, they live free or die, and they also love to remind you that there's no sales tax here. If you love the outdoors and maple syrup, living in New Hampshire is basically heaven to you. That's our slogan, is live free or die. Who should move to New Hampshire? Nature lovers and tax evaders. Industries, healthcare, education, and tourism. Is it good for families? It is great for families. It's another one that, if you like your kids to be outdoors, great place to live. Their stereotype. Stereotypes, winters, maple syrup, and white picket fences. Not bad stereotypes. Number 30, New Jersey. New Jersey, either the best place on earth or a state full of fist-pumping bad drivers that use the middle finger a lot, depending on who you ask, actually. If you're not yelling about pizza, you're probably arguing over bagels if you live in New Jersey. Who should live in New Jersey?
Buying a car is a major decision, and you'll want to do everything you can to protect your investment. Oh! Oh, God! Oh, what the? That guy just hit me. Good thing I caught his license plate on one of my, many trusty dash cams. This one's kind of crap. This one, too. Well, surely my expensive one will. No, come on! It's unusable! What the heck is going on here? I spent over $1,000 US on a dozen of the top-rated dash cams on Amazon, and almost every single one sucks to the point of being basically unusable. How did this happen? I did my homework. I got the most recommended. I got the highest rated units. I thought I picked up something reliable. Why aren't these things decent? Like our sponsor.
Build Redux. Build Redux makes it easy to configure your new build with support guides to help along the way. They also offer competitive pricing as compared to building a PC yourself. So head to Build Redux.
Welcome back. The U.S. continuing to look for ways to outpace China on critical mineral supplies. China has been tightening its grip on the global tungsten supply, quietly stockpiling from scrapyards across the country, across the United States. COVCAZ Capital is spearheading this fight against Beijing, recently finalizing a deal for majority ownership in a tungsten joint venture in Kazakhstan. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive is COVCAZ Capital's executive chairman, Pini Althaus. Pini, thanks so much for being here this morning. Your company is also merging with Skyline Builders Group to supply non-Chinese tungsten to America and our allies. Explain the backdrop here. What tungsten is used for, why the U.S. needs to win this race against China.
Yeah, good morning, Maria. Thank you. The U.S. has not had tungsten production since 2015. China controls in excess of 80% of the tungsten supply chain. We have not had tungsten production, and to further exacerbate the issue, 2 weeks after President Trump took office last year, China enacted further export controls on tungsten. So when you think about it, our U.S. military, our industrial sector are completely reliant and have been completely reliant on China for decades. And now that the faucet has been turned off, we really have no assets to access this in the United States at the present time.
Yeah, this is all very important. And Pini, let's establish why this is so important. The U.S. military uses these minerals in all or nearly all American defense, munitions, artillery, high-tech weapon systems, helping our troops in Iran operations and against other adversaries, Pini. So the importance of tungsten and rare earth minerals at this moment should not be underestimated.
No, most definitely, Maria. And to make matters worse, the ongoing wars in Ukraine and Iran have further depleted the supply chain for tungsten. And with President Trump's recent call for an increase in munitions output, we need tungsten more than ever. And what we're seeing is that the demand globally has increased, the supply has been reduced, and even structurally within China, the supply of tungsten within China has some structural issues, and they are also feeling the effects of the squeeze on the tungsten supply chain. We've seen that in the recent price rise in tungsten. But this asset represents a very unique opportunity for the United States. It reportedly contains 20% of global tungsten reserves, and it's what we would call a generational asset. So essentially, this one project in Kazakhstan has the ability to supply the United States for tungsten for the next 50+ years.
Wow, that is a great point to make. You've been investing in this, and this deal in Kazakhstan is an example of that. So tell us how this is going to work, Pini, in terms of how much money you've put down and the investment you've made in terms of allocating capital toward tungsten production.
Yeah, so we've been in Kazakhstan since 2023. We've acquired 15 licenses containing lithium, niobium, beryllium, and we've also got a joint venture with the National Mining Company to develop the largest rare earth project in Kazakhstan called Akbulag. Work is underway there as well. We've put tens of millions of dollars into this thus far, and we've got a commitment to spend $1.1 billion to develop this tungsten project. As I mentioned, it is the largest tungsten project in the world. It's going to require capital, but by the same time, it's also one of the most economically viable projects. The economics of this mean that we don't need subsidies. We can access the capital markets. We are receiving support from the government as well in the form of $1.6 billion of letters of intent from Exim and DFC, which will further help us develop this project in a timely manner. And we are actually expediting the path toward production because we do have a squeeze in the United States for tungsten supply.
Yeah, absolutely. And the president has awoken corporate America to this need, particularly regarding minerals, Peeny. This week we spoke...
I'm not even paying attention to this thing. Let's open like a new tab. This is getting packed. I wonder if I should go downtown to just like check out. What's there to do? Bosnia versus... Not good. Reactivists are... Ooh, I don't even look at that. Masters London? I didn't even know Masters is going on.
We'll start cutting back toward...
Bosnia versus Canada. Pre-game? What does that mean? Like,
and I think he's gonna do...
Is there like a pre-match?
Now this is team, and I would be very
game should Jesse Marsh and Canada be really concerned about?
Well, you mentioned crosses. That is a huge part of the game. 54 crosses against Italy in that qualification game. They're averaging over 20 crosses a game in the last 10 games. This is how they play. As I said, getting the ball into Dzeko is a big part of that. They'll get it wide. The wide player by Tarovic and Memic, who's on the left side for them, will just get it out of the feet and put it in. And this is something very new, I feel, for Derek Cornelius. We expect to start. Maybe Luc de Fougereau, but probably going to be in the heart of that defense, Atiba. You know, Derek, you know what Luc de Fougereau...
If I had a kid, I think... What sport would I put them in? Soccer's nice, because I feel like... I mean, with Messi and all, like, height is not really a factor. I'm on the short side, right? So... Same with badminton. I like how soccer's a team sport, though. And there's multiple roles.
We've witnessed what he's
too dangerous
achieved in the last year, which has been quite remarkable. But they are
baseball could be cool.
A team that will continue to do this. It'll be the fullback, the left and right back getting forward and cross. And this is a huge part of their game. And how do Canada deal with that, Atiba, is going to be how they win and lose this game today, or what happens in it.
100%. It's a matter of full focus. You can never switch off in a game like that, especially when you have Dzeko who's coming on and always looking to play off of your shoulder. So it's knowing what's happening, keeping your eye, on the player and the ball. But
so what's the expanded part? Honestly, this match is not that exciting. Like, it's not worth going downtown for.
Lots of communication from our team.
And it starts at 3. Like, people are at work at 3. Why is the scheduling like that?
From the Canadians, and just pushing each other on, and just, you got to be as physical as you can with him, but also be clever, because that's what he's looking for, that physicality.
One quick thing, in the lead up to Qatar,
I kind of feel that.
You guys played a grueling qualification, and so you were ready for that. Canada was qualified for this because they were hosts, whereas Bosnia's been playing these must-win games. Does that give them any sort of edge?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're still in a competitive mode, right? And that's nothing new to them. So they know they have to win, just like they did it against Italy getting to the World Cup. Canada have played only friendly matches in their last 11, and now this is the first time they're going to have this feeling where it's a must-win match. So this is going to be an interesting part where how are they mentally? Where are we, psychologically in a match like this? But Bosnia, I'm pretty sure they're already switched on to compete and win.
This is not just the opener for Canada and Bosnia at this World Cup. The third host nation will open up a little bit later on tonight as the Americans begin in LA against Paraguay. By the way, just something to think about, getting way ahead of ourselves. If the U.S. wins its group and Canada finishes third and advances, it would likely be Canada, USA, on Canada Day from San Francisco in the round of 32. We'd like Canada to come first or second, most Canadians would, but wouldn't that be
Oh wow, look how busy it is.
something to celebrate our nation's birthday? The Voyageurs continue to make their way towards the stadium. Canada's won a lot of new fans over the years, but this group has been with them forever through all the dark years, the loudest and proudest of them all. And our CFL analyst, Enoch Mwamba, has the greatest job today. He's immersed with the Voyageurs, and he is going to have a time. Enoch.
James, we are here. I'm right in the thick of it, marching to Toronto Stadium with the Rams, chanting all the way through. Still learning all the chants, but as you can see, sweating, it is hot.
Do these guys even know about soccer? I wonder, you know. That shit scared me when that happened, dude. I have this game. Is this a flipping hard? Is it now? It's a hard game. Steam sales coming out later too. Wait for LG. Yeah, they really. I'm not really into the lotto. Damn, yo, where's Phil Australian there? That's crazy. That's a historic moment. Marlene for yeah, I can see. I mean, damn, that's a lot of money. 1 million seconds equals 1 billion seconds, 1 trillion seconds. So if you made $1 every second, which would be like what, 60 times 60 is $3,600 per second. It'd take you this long to acquire that much money. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I mean, that just goes to show like the power of scale and leverage, right? When it comes to capitalism, if you're able to scale up your company and other facets of it, you can definitely increase your network quite a lot. Equity needs asset valuation. This man's brand is toxic. He's as much a trillionaire as Kylie Jenner is a billionaire. That's true. If he can't cash out on his shares, then it's not like it's not realized, you know, realized money in a way. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, well, why did it go up though? Because it's not really trading right now. Is it pre-trading? SpaceX pre. Yo, it's up. Damn, are people really like? Wait, when did it go live? Did they get halted? I didn't even know it was trading today. I thought it started trading tomorrow. I don't know. This company is just crazy. This valuation is kind of crazy, honestly. I want to see where it lands at the end of the day. Maybe like 200s. Maybe 200s. I don't know. I mean, it's been up quite a bit. 17% up. Damn. Wait, what did it? So it went down $1. Just keep the ticker up there. I don't know. I'm just gonna almost 2 hours stream now. I'll work later. I should probably sleep if I do want to go out later. What else am I thinking about?